Okay, people, what is up? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. What is up, NHD? Welcome to the stream. Holy One, welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. More as always. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, Bitcoin is tanking. It is tanking. We were discussing that one yesterday. Not looking too hot. I think we're trading around 57 or 58k. Yeah, 57,400. Yeah, Bitcoin is not looking too hot. It's coming into that lower end of that channel I was speaking about yesterday as well. So this could be a make or break area for Bitcoin, depending how we behave, how we react. At the moment, not looking too good. But of course, that can change pretty quickly as we enter big levels of support. This is kind of the area which we held last time we're here. So it's going to be a pivotal area, whether we reject it or not. But at the moment, price is looking very, very bearish. And we also pinpointed this area here yesterday, 52k, which is the area you're mentioning more. Could see price even break through that as well. So yeah, Bitcoin not looking too good. Ethereum seeing some downside as well. Crypto is not enjoying itself today. How is indices doing? Indices are pretty bullish, which is surprising because normally you do see crypto kind of follow them to a degree. But to see the major indices looking pretty bullish and crypto falling, not the best sight for crypto buyers here. What's up, Sculpey? Welcome to the stream. Yes, we do have polls today, and of course, it's the 4th of July as well. So it's bank holiday in the US too. So might not see that much movement today, besides from Bitcoin, which is still dropping pretty hard. NHD, we'll take a look at gold as well, refusing to go down. We'll take a look. Good morning, William. Hope you are doing well. So, yesterday we saw dollar take a really big dive to the downside. We saw price take a hard hit after the news in the afternoon, which is a bit momentum, which is good because I'd rather price be moving than not moving. So I like what I'm seeing here to the downside. So DXY breaking structure to the downside, not looking too hot right now. I mean, we're respecting this low still, but we have taken out these couple lows here, and we did it pretty aggressively as well. So DXY going forward, I do think there's more downside to be had. I'm not completely sold on the bearish bias just yet. I know we've broken through structure, which could mean that we could sell off, but I'm still looking at this larger bullish structure on the daily chart. I still think there's life to it, so I'm not going to rule out targets I have to the upside, such as the high here and the high over here, which I was mentioning in previous weeks. So I still favor those targets to be hit eventually. However, on the 4-hour hourly, we can see prices breaking structure. So I think for now, most likely we're probably going to see a bit more downside. Maybe we bottom out somewhere. But I have to just keep up to date with price and see how we get on. But at the moment, looking extremely bearish. I think a nice move up could actually be a really nice sell opportunity or a buy opportunity like euro or something. Maybe coming back to retest that low there. But yeah, a big sell off to the downside for DXY, and of course for gold that meant more upside. It does look like price is just about taking out that trend line, which was what I was mentioning on yesterday. Ryan, we'll take a look at NZD CAD. Yeah, looking for a sell on that one, but that one has been quite corrective. So yeah, gold I am looking at, well, I'm actually looking to get ready to buy gold, to be honest. And now the price is breaking through that, it's giving me some hope. Now, it's not the biggest breakout in the world, and we still haven't taken out this high here on the left. So there's still a lot of work to be done for me to be looking to buy gold in terms of we've got a breakout. I'm looking for retracement for some entries. But I do think gold has a great chance of pushing all the way back to the swing high here at 24.36 and probably beyond that as well. And I think price has just been building up, getting ready for a big breakout. So that's my expectation for gold going to the next few days, few weeks. But before I do look for any entries, and you see a bit more commitment to the upside, take out some structure, and then I'll see what I can do on a pullback. But it's a start. We've broken through that trend line. So it's a start, but again, it's not a big, massive factor for me to start jumping into some buys yet. Same thing with silver as well. Silver looks like we've broken through this trend line. But again, need a little bit more upside before I start putting on some buy positions. But it's a start, and it's a sign that we are starting to turn bullish. So hopefully we can see a bit more of the same, and then maybe some buys later on. But yeah, you're looking at gold sells. Gold won't go down. I mean, I suppose we are coming back into some areas of supply here, so we could see price react with that and potentially break back down again. This could just be a big fake out as well. And as I said, I'm still focused primarily on the buys for gold, so I'm not really interested in selling it. But if I do see price eventually go and break through the high, fantastic. Then I'll look for some retracements afterwards to take some buys. But I understand looking for sells, but yeah, I'd rather be focused on the buys because for me, that looks like where the bigger money is at and where there's more potential. So sells I can get behind, but I think it's more of a short-term move. Buys, I feel like we've got a lot more room to cover. So that's where my interest lies. Same thing with silver as well. I think silver's got a good chance of coming back to the high up there. Just need to see a bit more indication, and then I'll try and find my next pullback. Okay, what's up, Game City? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. We'll take a look at NZD CAD, Euro USD. We'll take a look. What is up? Non-Kuleko. Kululeko. Have I said that correctly? Godfrey, what is up? Good morning. No problem, man. Appreciate it. US 30. Okay, we'll take a look at the DAX as well. Gold could be back. Oh, nice. Well done. 442 pips. Yeah, maybe it is gold's time to be back, Sculpey. Maybe it's time to add gold back on the watch list for the US session. I mean, maybe not this US session because it's a bank holiday and got elections in the UK. I don't know. Wouldn't expect that to affect the market too much, but definitely the US bank holiday. But yeah, we are seeing some life coming back into gold, which is promising. That is what I'm expecting and what I want to see a lot more of. What's up, Anis? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, with NZD CAD, I'm looking for a lot more downside, but then I'm looking for a big buy at some point in time. So I was looking at a retest of this low here because we had a beautiful ascending channel. Price broke out of that quite a while ago. Did it quite correctively, but I don't mind it because it was quite forceful. We did clear it by some distance. So I'm looking at that kind of next lower high for NZD CAD and then for a big sell-off afterwards. So basically for that first lower high in this bearish sequence, we were bullish, higher high, higher low. We've broken through that structure, lower low, looking for a lower high for a big sell-off and potentially looking to sell it back into this area where we had some solid resistance, also a brief area of consolidation where we broke out with a lot of momentum as well. So price could be attracted back into that area there too. And then maybe some longer term buys from there as well. It really depends how everything sets up. But yeah, for NZD CAD, I'm looking at more downside. That is the level I'm expecting price to eventually hit. Right now, I'm not really seeing much value in NZD CAD in terms of the way we're trading. Maybe we're reacting to some areas over here, but preferably I'd like price to be up closer to this low or at least down closer to this area here. and then I'll start looking for buying opportunities or selling opportunities. But yeah, the plan is hopefully a pullback into this area. It looks like we could be seeing that. This has been very, very corrective, so I do expect price to see some upside. We'll see what we can do around 0.839, and then maybe some sales back to 0.824. But yeah, that is the general idea for Entity CAD. Euro USD we'll take a look at as well. We'll go through some indices. Casperio, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. I don't know what time the UK election finishes. I'm not sure. I think it's late. But yeah, I think you can just Google that and find the correct answer, because I don't want to give an answer which is false. But from my understanding, it's pretty late. Yeah, 4th of July is a US holiday. I mean, not in the UK, but we've got our UK elections. Okay, not true. Yeah, of course, no trading as of New York session. Is probably going to be a little bit dead. There is volume today because of the holiday. Maybe a lack of volume because of the holiday bar. I mean, I expect London session to be running as normal mostly. New York session, I do expect volume to drop. Okay, so Euro USD. So yeah, Euro, of course, we saw a big push for the dollar pairs. Dollar took a dive, Euro USD pushed higher. I said I was looking for some shorts on this area here. At the moment, not really liking the price action. We did spike quite heavily into that level yesterday, but I wasn't going to look to short that straight away after all that momentum. And then we came into Asian session, price is moving sideways, and now it looks like price is trying to break above that area. If we see another big wick form, another big strong rejection form, then that could entice me into a sell. But right now, everything's looking a little bit too bullish for my liking, and possibly could even see price break through that same area. So Euro USD is at interesting place for a sell. You know, this is still our lower high in the market, which created this low. So I'm kind of still waiting for price to form another one. And this would be my prime area for that lower high to form. But looking at the price action, how we pull back and how we react from that level, it's not looking quite tip top. So I need a lot of development to happen before I would place a trade. And at the moment in time, looks like price is actually breaking through that area as well, which is not ideal. But I am still just about bearish euro and just about bullish dollar. But I need some convincing price action for me to place a trade there. For all I know, price is broken through this and get ready to push higher. Pound USD, huge move to the upside as well, completely breaking through all of this structure here. That's not looking appealing to short anymore, or at least for me anyway. So yeah, I'm definitely dropping the bearish bias I had for pounds. Euro still intact just about, but things need to happen before I place a trade. Okay, so I'll go through some indices next. Emmy, what is up? Yep, we'll take a look at dollar yen, no problemo. Mauser, what is up? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Hope you're well. Yes, Bitcoin is falling hard. We'll go over it in a moment. Lauder, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Pound Seat Chef. Okay, long bias. We could see a bit of movement in the Holy One of Israel. We could see a bit of movement of the election. I'm not too sure what's going to happen really, so I'm not going to say too much because I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens. But yeah, we could probably expect a bit of movement on pound, 100%. Certainly if we see an unexpected outcome, that's when you'll probably see a really big move. But we'll see. Okay, so in terms of US 30, so US 30 is still trying to go bullish. Again, I'm not a big fan of the price action with this one, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Again, I want direction. I mean, I am pretty bullish on it, so I do expect price to eventually push back to the high. But in terms of a good trading opportunity to trade that bias, I would definitely wait for price to break the high and then anticipate some pullbacks and then look to buy on that. As we approach the high here, this is seller's territory, and for all we know, we could be coming straight back down again. So if you're looking for mean reversion, looking just to play a high and a low, then generally speaking, shorts up here look favorable, just as longs down at the low looks good as well. So naturally, if you're looking to play the range, these are nice places to do so. But for me, I like my breakouts, I like my momentum, I like my direction. So I want price to commit in a direction, preferably to the upside, and then I'll be looking at some pullbacks afterwards. And yeah, I'm looking at US 30 coming back into the high there. If you look at S&P, NAS, all those major indices have created new highs and really steamed ahead, and I think US 30's got some catching up to do. So I do think US 30 sooner or later will be back at that high there. So that's the direction I want to trade in. We've got some bullish structure, even though it's quite corrective. We do have some bullish structure as we're pushing up. Maybe we have one more drop down before we push up. That's a possibility as well. But if we break the high, then yeah, just looking to capitalize on that momentum. So that's kind of my verdict on US 30. In terms of the DAX, so previously I was speaking about this as a nice area for a short. Had a few reactions, but never really took off. It looks like we're, I don't know, this is really messy price action. I mean, I would still be bullish on the higher time frames. Market's still creating higher highs and higher lows, so I would expect us to eventually push back into the high over there. So the direction for me is still very much to the upside. It's just this 4 hour price action is quite messy. I think if we can get a strong move higher up, something like this, that would be really nice, especially after this big sell-off here, because we were seeing some really heavy momentum. All it did was just respect the low and push straight back up again. If the market really was going to continue the momentum to the downside, you would expect a bit more follow through here, take out these lows, show commitment to the downside. But the fact is, we saw some heavy momentum, which literally turned on a dime, and now is looking pretty bullish. So if we can see price really push through, break the high here as well, then that to me is a sign that, okay, the buyers are back in town. Could look for a retest somewhere and then expect more upside, and yeah, push back to the high makes a lot of sense. It does look to me on the daily chart that price may have already printed its next higher low in, and we could be seeing a push back to the high. But generally speaking, very bullish on the indices, DAX, US 30, expecting more upside. But I think in terms of a good place for an entry or a buy, wait for a bit more upside to pull back and a retest. This here is still seller's territory, and if you're looking for a short-term trade, you might get away with some short-term shorts. I'm saying short a lot, but you guys get the point. You might get away with some sells there, but I do think the bigger move is to the upside, so be aware of that. But yeah, in terms of S&P, that one broke the high, looking very bullish. I think NAS did something similar. Yes, we did. So yeah, indices looking pretty bullish to me, and I would be expecting more of the same. Okay, so we'll take a look at dollar yen next for Emmy. We'll go for pound CHF as well. Lauder, good morning. Rick, welcome to the stream. Yes, we'll take a look at Euro NZD as well. Casperia for Euro USD. Supply zone 1.08. Okay, I'll take a look at that zone as well, Casperia. Follow the trend. No, not long pound NZD yet, but things are warming up. Saw a bit of rejection yesterday, which wasn't a big fan of, but I'm still liking because we're breaking higher. But I'll go into more detail when we get the chart up. Good morning, Crystal. I enter on the hourly. Sometimes I do enter on the 4 hour if the hourly's not looking. Excuse me. If the hourly's not looking good, if it's quite clustered, or the candles are not big enough, then I would drop to the 4 hour for an entry. But most of my trades, 90% of my trades are on the hourly. I'll say about 10% on the 4. Yeah, that's perfect. That makes perfect sense as well, Anis. Especially if you're on the lower time frames looking for that momentum. For me, it doesn't matter too much because I could take a trade today, it will move sideways and then potentially move my direction tomorrow. But the entry, happened today. I mean, it still probably might be an entry tomorrow as well, but definitely in the lower time frames when you're looking for that pop from the session volatility, that's not going to be as rewarding as it will normally be this afternoon. So taking the day off makes a lot of sense, and it's a good day to take off and review your trades previously, or just chill. Sitting on my hands mode activated, like that, William. Again, that mode gets activated quite a lot in trading. I would say that the relationship between sitting in your hands and actually trading is probably about 90-10. 90% sitting in your hands, 10% actually trading. Okay, so we'll go through dollar yen next. So yeah, we saw some retracement. Now, I wouldn't panic too much about this one because I think retracement is overdue. But yeah, the market's still so bullish. So even if we sell off a cliff a little bit like this, I would still be expecting a higher low to form and more upside. So that trend for me is still very much intact, and I'm still favoring more of the same. However, maybe we do have a bit more downside in store. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a big swing, for me, I still do like this high all the way back over here. I know it's very far away, but sometimes the yen pairs have these big kind of drops in them. So sooner or later, we might actually be trading at that price. So I wouldn't say it's too far away to consider, around 157.687. In the meantime, on the hourly chart, we've been seeing these higher highs and higher lows, as we can see here. And then we had a bit of a spike to the downside. I think this was that the yen pairs? Maybe, I'm not too sure. That was dollar yesterday, yeah. Had a bit of a spike to the downside. Price does have some support here, which is trying to hang on to. This could be a nice place for a buy. If we see a nice shift of momentum in the hourly chart, a nice solid close there, that potentially could take you back to the high there. If we do start bleeding through, then yes, we might be going through a deeper retracement. But as of now, support has held very well on the hourly chart for dollar yen and hasn't really broken once. So if we do go and break through this, especially aggressively, that might be the catalyst for a bigger retracement for dollar yen. Not too sure, maybe down there, or maybe a deep retracement somewhere else. Maybe a retest of this area. We'll see how things shape up. But for now, price is still holding onto some strong support. Seeing multiple wicks into this area, so buyers are doing pretty well at holding that level. And if you see a shift in momentum, I think that's a good entry signal. And we've got a strong possibility we could see another push back to the high. So that's kind of where I'll be at for dollar yen intraday. But from a swing perspective, still want to see a lot more downside before looking for a buy. But it's the same idea, still looking at more upside. Yen pairs still looking very bullish. Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin, we were selling off really hard. We're back at 57k right now. So for me, this is a really interesting area for Bitcoin, because when we had the rejection up here, I said we'll see what price can do when we come back to the lows, because this could be the area where price says, okay, I'm going to go bullish now and continue. Because what I'm still looking at is a big impulse here. I'm viewing all of this as a correction for that impulse, and that we could see another one. I've highlighted a couple of areas where we could see that moves start from. Maybe this low here, or maybe this area here, maybe even the high there as well, around 48k. But generally speaking, Bitcoin is now in areas where it's more favorable to get long and look to buy. So I'll be keeping areas around this, keeping lookout around this area for big rejections on the 4 hour or maybe the daily chart, as a signal for a buy. So yeah, I would be keeping out on it on Bitcoin. I know we're looking really bearish right now, but this is buyer's territory for me. So these are some interesting areas for Bitcoin. Okay, so I will take a look at Euro NZD, Pound NZD, Pound CHF as well. If I do miss out a pair, just drop it down in the chat again. Broke even NZUSD trade this week, so I'm happy. Well done, William. But again, don't try and think about it over a day or over a week, or over a month even. You know, think about trading long term, because that's always where the profit lies. Sure, you might do well this week, but then you can give all the profits back next week. Sure, you might not do too well this week, but you might make it all back next week. And it's that constant kind of seesaw. But if you have an edge in the market, you deploy it when it needs to be deployed. Over time, your edge will show for that. 3 months from now, 4 months, 6 months, you'll be sitting in some nice profit. That's where the trading and the edge really lies. Not really in the day-to-day, week-to-week, or sometimes even month-to-month. But more of like a quarterly basis, that's kind of where your horizon should be. Okay, so I'm going to go through Pound CHF. So Pound CHF, Laura, did you say what you're looking to do with Pound CHF? Looking to buy or sell? Long bias. Yeah, Pound CHF did take out some structure yesterday. So for me, that kind of triggered or invalidated the sales at least. So this break in the high here was a very pivotal break for me, because we had this lovely bearish structure, impulse, lovely correction, another impulse. So I was looking for the same thing, but what I said was, if price does break structure, that will invalidate this next impulse, at least from a structural perspective. And at that point, I'll be looking at now a higher low for a higher high. And I'm looking at the daily chart as well. And daily chart looks like we still got some upside left. This was our last swing low, gave us our last high. Potentially prices come back to respect that, and maybe could be on its way back up again. So daily chart, there is a lot of bullish momentum present. And now the 4 hour is aligning with that bias as well. So yeah, going forward, I'm looking at some retracement. We're firing some really aggressive wicks to the upside there. So it looks like retracement at this point is pretty likely. And I think, yeah, we're testing some resistance there too. So this is could even be a nice place for a sell, to be honest. But the bigger move for me looks like it's to the upside. So if you can see a nice sell-off, who knows, maybe you form a nice inverse head and shoulder pattern. Lovely left shoulder there, head over there, and potentially a right shoulder somewhere around here. But generally speaking, looking for that next higher low to come in, and looking for a big move to the upside, potentially to the high there. Of course, that's a bit more optimistic, but we have the capabilities to do that. So yeah, Pound CHF, I do favor that long bias as well. Quite a few CHF pairs have broken their kind of bearish structure. Aussie CHF did that a long time ago. CAD CHF kind of broke this high, but it's in the area of resistance and supply right now. Euro CHF kind of did that over here as well. So it does look like we're probably going to see some retracement for the CHF pairs, but I'll be looking at a higher low forming for higher prices. So yeah, I do agree with that bias, but I would say wait for some retracement, because right now this is seller's territory. So I wouldn't be looking to buy now. In terms of Euro NZD and Pound NZD, so Euro NZD I'm still not really a big fan of. I'm not really liking the price action. I like Pound NZD quite a lot. Why is that alert there? Let me get rid of that. So yeah, USD, I don't really like this one as much as pound NZD, and I'll get onto pound NZD in a moment. But yeah, with this one, I kind of favor more upside. Like we've taken out this high here, which is nice. We had a big descending channel as well. So we had this massive descending channel at play. We came back into a massive level of support in the daily time frame. And since then, we've reacted with that area pretty well, broken out that channel and taken out the highs as well. So I do feel like USD has got more upside in the tank. But in terms of a good trade idea, don't really have one. I mean, this area is not too bad. So if it was to get back down here, maybe I might contemplate a buy, something like this, trying to connect the higher lows. One over there, second over there, potentially a third. So maybe something like that could interest me. Depends how we retrace, depends how we get there. But maybe something like that could interest me for a bigger buy to the upside. But I would be bullish on USD. But I would keep an eye out on these two areas because these are the big significant levels on the daily chart. This level up here at 1.786 and this level down here at 1.742. Right now, price is kind of making up its mind. Do we want to push back to the high or do we want to push back to the low? But in terms of pound NZD, things look really good for this one, or at least a lot much better. I'm not a big fan of the daily wicks there, but it looks to me that price has broken outside of this descending channel and now is getting ready to break higher. I'm looking at the bullish structure on the daily chart. Low, high, new higher low, presumably. Now I'm looking at the higher high. So I've got direction from a daily perspective. And now price has broken out that descending channel as well, which is another indication that we're about to head higher. On the 4 hour, yesterday, I was saying I'm looking for a break-me test of this area, which we're kind of seeing right now, but the break-me test is just not big enough for me to look to participate in any buys. I want to see a bit more emphasis to the upside and then look for a pullback. I don't know, maybe a retest of this area could convince me for a buy. So if we come down a little bit deeper, then maybe I'll look for a buy. Depends how we get there, depends how we react. But my plan A is definitely looking for the retest of this level here at 2.08500. So preferably what I'd want to see now is price hold this level, continue up, come back for another retest, and then I plot my buy. Or we come a little bit deeper, test this area, and I'll see what we can do. But pound NZD for me has a lot more going for it, a lot more confluence going for it as well. And high time frames are all kind of in sync as well. So I like what I'm seeing with pound NZD. And yeah, if my bias serves me correctly, there's a long way to go back to the upside as well. So risk reward looks pretty favorable. So yeah, pound NZD, just didn't like the daily wick here. That wick day yesterday, not really too hot. And of course, the 4 hour as well. But yeah, I'm looking for buys for this one. Target's back at 2.12. So that remains the plan. I appreciate that more. If you guys are enjoying this stream, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does help out. I do appreciate anyone who has hit the like button so far. It does help the stream. And of course, make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't done so already. And hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future as well. More, you have to be quiet, my man. Okay, in gold buy. We'll take a look. Okay, looking to buy BTC and hold. Nice. It gets to the 52k levels. Yeah, for me that's a decent area for a long. I think between 58 and kind of 50, this kind of region, I know it's a pretty big area, but again, if you're looking to buy and hold, you're not really too concerned about the specifics of your entry. It's just kind of looking for a general region to buy from and expecting long-term price to hold. So I reckon anywhere kind of in here is a nice place for a buy. I mean, there's two ways about it. You can look for some entry signals and try and plot like a trade entry, or you can just buy it and then hold and expect, okay, if we do have a bit more of a sell-off, I'm okay with that. But yeah, generally speaking in here, this is where I expect price to find some buyers. Especially with this kind of sell-off here, because that's definitely going to be shaking out some buyers up here. You know, some people got excited as price was pushing up. So you got a lot of buyers stuck here, a lot of buyers stuck here, so on and so forth. And all of this momentum is probably going to do a good job at shaking a lot of them out. And then that will free up some liquidity for price to then push up higher. Because again, Bitcoin's a little bit different to your typical market because it's a lot newer. I feel like you've got a lot more amateur participants in terms of they don't really understand how the market moves very well. So they're just going to be buying because of the sake of buying, really. So a lot of their timing will be very, very off. So I expect when we see heavy bearish momentum, that will normally do a good job of shaking them out. So yeah, anywhere in here I think is a smart place for a buy. Still bleeding right now though, but it looks like price is slowly coming to a pause. Anyway, I'll go through gold. Casperia, I'll take a look at the DXY as well. Short-term bias, hour, 4 hour daily, okay. No problem, Lord, happy to help. Good morning, Let's So Go. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. I'll take a look at that Euro USD position because someone was, I think Casperia was talking about a Euro USD sell. Completely forgot all about it. Not sure if you close it before NFP because I think it will react with 162 eventually. I mean, yeah, it's up to you with that one because, you know, in one world, NFP comes out bullish with dollar yen flies, happy days. Another world, it doesn't come out bullish and it tanks. Or it could do a third situation where it kind of just fluctuates and pretty much stays at the same price. I mean, if you're sitting in some comfortable profit, I feel like, well, first of all, you got to stick to your plan. Whatever your plan is around news, you know, stick to that. If you're in some healthy profit, then the best thing to do is bank some of it if you are going to hold through the news, because at least you can confirm that, okay, I have banked some profits, or whatever happens, if it's for me or against me, I still walk away with something. Or you can just close it and save yourself the stress. You know, take Friday off and call it a week. There is no wrong answer inherently if you hold or don't hold, but you just got to accept the repercussions of whatever you do and be okay with it. But yeah, it's completely up to you in that one. I would suggest pay yourself a little bit and at least you walk away with something, whatever happens. Okay, so in terms of Euro USD, you said you had a sell area around 1.08 to 1.0816. 1.08, so that's about here, 16. Okay, so you're looking at this area here, I presume. Yeah, I mean, we could sell off from there. We could still sell off from here. I'm still just about bearish on Euro, but I'm not looking for anything crazy. I'm looking for more of a reaction rather than a big continuation. We do have the possibility to see it, but I'm losing a little bit of love for Euro because it's so corrective. It's not like we're seeing a free-flowing bearish market right now. It's a bit more, I mean, it's more sideways than free-flowing, really. So I'm taking everything with a pinch of salt and not trying to be too aggressive with my trades, because I understand it might be a situation where we see a bit of downside, price forms a higher low, and then it goes right against me. So I'm looking for sells in this area, just below where you're looking at, but I want to see a bit more conviction to the downside. Maybe if you form, you know, somewhat of a wick like we did yesterday, do that again today. I'm not too sure if we will, because coming up to the New York session, and I won't expect too much movement because, of course, of the bank holiday. So it's a sticky one. Maybe a London session Friday, things look different. But yeah, generally speaking, looking for sells around here as well. But in terms of a big move to the downside, how things are moving, it's not looking as likely as it once was. So it might just be a shorter term trade we take advantage of, which could still be worthwhile, of course, before price does push up higher. So that's my dilemma with Euro USD. And I'm looking at DXY as well. DXY is broken through some structure. And this was our last swing low, which gave us our last swing high up here. Not a big fan about the fact that we broke through that. For me, that's more of an indication for more downside rather than bullishness. So I said earlier today, potentially come back, retest this area. Maybe we could see a big sell-off to the downside for the DXY, which could be a big move up for Euro. So yeah, it's not looking too good. The main thing I wanted this week was for price to hold that structure, which it didn't. So that has put a big spanner in the works there. So the bullish bias I still do kind of have. I'm being a little bit more relaxed with it and waiting for clear signs before jumping to any buys. Sells for Euro, but upside for dollar. But yeah, in terms of my analysis on the daily chart, it's still very much at play, which is the low here, the high, the higher low, higher high, higher low. So again, I'm looking for another higher high. That's the plan in the daily chart, looking for us to come back to the high here. So I'm still very much favoring that to happen, but based on the 4-hour break of structure, it has made things a little bit awkward because we now need to snap bullish again. We now need to do something like this again. If not, we might sell off. So if we can start doing this in the 4-hour, brilliant. I'll look for a retest somewhere and then, take advantage of that move. But yeah, this is not great price action for the buyers, I must say. Got a bunch of lower highs and a break of structure. So yeah, it's made things awkward. I'm not necessarily bearish on dollar. I'm still kind of bullish, but that break of structure doesn't make things smooth anymore. You got pound USD breaking to the upside really aggressively as well, so I'm definitely not looking to sell this one anymore. Aussie dollar, big break to the upside, although that one is not the most convincing break, so it's still kind of dancing with this high on the left here. We definitely did break through the highs back over here, but that's not the main level I'm looking to break. It's this high over here. So we did see some really nice momentum, but all it's done is left a big wick coming back into that same high there as well. So with Aussie dollar, I kind of want to see more upside to really confirm that breakout, and then this becomes a really nice retest, and then we can long the market potentially all the way back to the high here. If I go to the daily chart, probably see a little bit clearer. So yeah, something like that. Or this could be a big fake out and we could fall right back down. I wouldn't be surprised at that either. So yeah, Aussie dollar's at pivotal area too. I'm kind of just keeping up to date with price. I feel like NFP will be a really, really good indication on Friday of what dollar wants to do next week, because some dollar pairs I'm a bit 50-50 with, waiting for some more price action. What's up, Coin Bureau? It's been a while. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good, my man. I'll take a look at gold next. No problem, Rick. Happy to help. What's up, Philip? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good today. Hope you're well. All right, no problem, William. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Euro USD, didn't I just touch on that? But yeah, for euro, as I said, it's a nice area for a sell, but price action is awkward. So I'm kind of waiting for price to develop a little bit. I want to see some more rejection, because essentially what I'm looking at is that next lower high. One over there, second over there, potentially a third. If that is the case, then I need to see a little bit more evidence that we are topping out here and we're likely to push down. At the moment, not looking likely. And yeah, going to the New York session, I don't think much will change. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Hope you're well. No problem, Emmy. Happy to help. Okay, just trying to catch 20 pip retracement to form a higher low. Yeah, if you're looking for that, again, depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a big bearish swing, which is kind of where I'm at, then things look awkward for that. But if you're looking for a 20 pip move, that's a whole different kettle of fish. And you're kind of just looking to play the reaction. You know, price comes back to a nice area of supply, resistance, whatever. And if prices start respecting it, there's a good chance price will react. And 20 pips is a reasonable bet to have as well. Not asking for too much there from euro. So yeah, I like that for 20 pips. Because my feeling is that price has got a good chance of doing something like this and pushing up. So if you're looking for 20 pips, I feel like that's definitely reasonable. Hey, congratulations, Mo. Taking care of Mumsy. All right, no problem, Sculpey. Have a good one, man. Catch you tomorrow. Good to hear. USD CAD ends USD. Okay, let me go through gold first, and then I'll take a look at those pairs next. Okay, so as I said for gold, it's just in an awkward area. I'm waiting for that big buy, which I feel like we're warming up towards. We had this trend line here. Prices snapped through that yesterday. And I kind of want to see more of the same. Bit more evidence that price is really back in town and wanting to go bullish. And basically what I want to see is just a break of the high here, really. So if we take out that high, to me that's a big indication that, okay, we are reversing. And then I'll be looking at some pullbacks afterwards for a higher low somewhere, maybe retest some structure back over here. It really depends how everything sets up. But it will look something similar to that. And then I'll be looking for a higher low to then buy gold and then try and see if I can swing it back to the high. Because again, if I go to the weekly chart as well, you can see price is still very, very bullish. For me, this looks like a brief pause in the market for us to then see the next kind of expansive move. So impulse, correction, impulse. That's kind of what I'm favoring right now for gold. Same sort of thing for silver as well. Impulse, correction, and then another impulse is what I'm favoring. So I'm expecting them to break higher, and all I'm looking to do is try and see if I can join that break. And at the moment, things are going smoothly. So let's see if we can take out the high, look for a pullback somewhere, and then yeah, trying to take it back to the high there. Because all of this to me looks like just consolidation. Now price has finally chosen, okay, I want to break to the upside. Now I'm looking to follow that. Yep, Swiss franc was definitely crashing. Big push up, but it's kind of reversed all that momentum. Or last time I saw anyway. We were pushing up heavy, we've come back down. So yeah, we kind of erased that. CAD CHF, big move up. Is looking pretty bearish now. Euro, same thing. Pound, same thing. New Zealand CHF, same thing. So it's kind of, I feel like it's a bit of like a climatic, anticlimactic move that we've kind of just printed that next high in, and now we're probably going to see some downside. Typically see price do that a lot, where it has one more big stretch, one more big move up, and then it kind of sells off. I feel like that's kind of what we're seeing today. I'm still quite bullish on the CHF pairs in general, but I feel like we're probably going to see some retracement now. And yeah, CHF JPY spiked to the downside, but believe it or not, things are looking bullish again. Okay, so USD CAD and NZD USD. So USD CAD, yeah, this one's kind of come back down to a nice area for a long. This is where price keeps bouncing from, so you could be looking to try and catch a bounce. Again, you have to understand the markets at play here. This is definitely not a trending market, really. And it looks like we have broken through that daily trend line as well. So yeah, I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in dollar CAD, really. But it depends. If you're looking for a bounce, if you're looking to catch 20, 30 pips, this is not a bad place for it. This is not a bad place for it. As we approach this low here, price is showing a lot of evidence that we've respected this area quite a lot in the past. Now they're back here again. And if you see a nice double bottom here, which potentially could be brewing up, if you can get a stronger close, that could be a really nice entry signal. Something like this. There we go. Something like that. Oh, that is very far down. There we go. Something like that. And then you're looking to catch maybe a push back into this area, and that's you done for the day. Nice 30 pip move. 1 to 1, 1 to 2 maybe, depending on the entry. Something like that is a realistic thing to expect for USD CAD, because that's all we've been doing for the past couple of months now, since April. Market should be bouncing back and forth between support and resistance. We're back at support again. If you see another indication that price is bouncing, that could be a nice kind of scalp, if you will, and anticipating another bounce from that area. Now we may still break lower, but that's not the move you're essentially looking for. You're just looking for a reaction, which could go all the way back to the high as well. But I feel like in terms of probability, a push back to that area looks pretty likely. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting for USD CAD. If you're looking for short-term moves, trying to catch reactions off levels, scalps, it's nice conditions for that based on price, how it's moving. But I would wait for a little bit more enthusiasm in these bullish candles before I buy. Bit of a stronger close, because that technically is a bullish engulfing, but it's really small, doesn't really hold much weight to it. So I want to see a bit more indication that we're holding this level of support and a push higher. And in terms of NZD USD, that one we see some nice downside as well, nice upside as well. Obviously, dollar being very, very weak caused NZD USD to spike higher. Things are just come a bit awkward now. Again, I said I've been looking for big sells for NZD USD. I still am, but I'm not really liking how things are shaping up here. I'm looking for a big sell back into this low. I was happy because it looks like price was breaking out of this consolidation, but it's kind of 50-50 now. It's not really looking too great. Price is trying to break back inside the range here, which is not ideal. I want price to be below that range, trending down, and I'll be looking for my pullbacks. But it looks like price has kind of closed back inside that area, at least in the 4 hour anyway, taking out the structure here, which is not what I want to be seeing. So yeah, with NZUSD, I'm only a bear. I'm not really interested in the buys, so I'm not going to really look for a buy setup. But for me to be looking to sell the market again, I need to see a sell off heavy, and then I'll be looking for the next pullback after. Right now, we could easily push back inside the range and start doing something like this, which I'm not really interested in. So yeah, NZUSD really bearish on, but judging price action, it's not looking great. Aussie dollar, its partner in crime, it looks like it's actually trying to break to the upside here. Maybe NZUSD is going to follow. So yeah, hopefully we can bleed, and then I'll look for opportunities on the next pullback. But right now it's kind of 50-50. Yeah, even the hourly chart doesn't look too great. Okay, where was I? Yep, there was CHF news this morning. Yeah, which will cause the movement. Pound USD, Martin, we'll take a look. No problemo. Rick Eurocad, we'll take a look as well. Yeah, I was still snoring when that was happening. 5 a.m. UK time, I am still snoring. Anything stopping me from selling you is the last 4 hour candle. Bullishing off, I was been in it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's the little things that stop you from taking the trade, and sometimes they're for a really good reason. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at something similar as well. I want an indication that the market has topped out and is likely going to put a move to the downside. But at the moment, we're not really seeing much indication of that. And of course, with that bullish engulfing candle, that's more of a sign that price still wants to push higher rather than come back down. So yeah, you have to wait for some development there. But things can change very quickly. Maybe this 4 hour candle, spikes up a little bit, then close really strongly bearish, and that then could be looking like a really nice entry signal to short it. I'm not too sure if it will happen. As I've been saying, as we approach closer to the New York session, that's why I'm expecting volume to slightly drop. So I think for the rest of the day, we might kind of just be back and forth in this area here for Euro. And it will be until tomorrow morning that we see either the move up high or price sells off. But we'll keep an eye, of course. The market's not closed. It's still going to be open. Just it won't be moving as much. Anyway, I'll go through Pound USD and EuroCAD. Dog is jealous of your cat. Mate, you gotta show some love to the dog. Man's best friend. Just want some attention. State more about Wicks. Wicks just represent rejection, really. It's just price try to move in a certain direction. For example, the wick here, price tried to push down, it failed. Tried to do down, it failed. So it just shows that price is trying to move in this direction, but it's failing to do so. And then the body close here. So all of this area here is just a failed attempt to move lower, and most of the time they just mean rejection, and the likelihood of price is going to move in the opposite direction. So I really like looking at wicks because they illustrate an inability to move in a certain direction. And if you see a cluster of them, then it's normally a big sign that, okay, price has tried multiple times to break this area, or push high or push lower. That's a strong indication that price is going to reverse and move the opposite direction. Yeah, trust me more. I'm definitely storing at 5 a.m, mate. Pound USD, EuroCAD, dollar yen we'll take a look at. So GBP USD. So as I spoke briefly earlier on this one, we have broken through this bearish structure. So things are looking very, very interesting now for pound, because we were printing lower highs. This was looking good. I was trading it last week, and then we started to become a little bit corrective in here, which was a slight red flag. And then I said the price is looking like it's rounding off and maybe forming a bit of a bottom, which again kept me out of looking to short the market. And then we had another move to the downside Wednesday after the news. Came back into the low, respected it. Another red flag. I want price to be breaking the low, not respecting the low. And then we broke to the upside, of course, with the news yesterday as well. So now things are looking pretty bullish with pound. Again, we are still trading in this massive range on the daily chart. So pound for me is not the most attractive pair in the world to me. When the market is moving as flat as this for as long as this, I want price to break out. And normally when we do break out, it is pretty big, because the longer we normally consolidate for, the bigger the breakout, kind of like what we had over here. Really nice consolidation. Price eventually broke out. It was a pretty big move to the upside, as we can all see there. So I'm kind of hoping for the same thing. I thought we had the breakout a long time ago, but we didn't. Another fake out. Maybe now price is going to get ready. And if that's the case, we could be moving back to the high there. So I do expect a lot more from pound USD in the future. But at the moment, as long as we're trading inside this range here, I'm not really looking to touch it. It was looking promising a couple of weeks back, or last week I think it was, which is where I got my trade. So it was looking promising then, but we're not really seeing that momentum anymore. And now approaching back at that high. So my next play, my next move for pound is just to wait to see what we do back at the resistance again. Do we respect it, or do we come straight back down to the support level here? That's kind of what I'm interested in next, because if we can respect it and we push back down, then maybe some shorts will be looking good on the way back down again. If not, if we do see a big breakout, then yeah, we're looking at some pullbacks and some buys and a push back to the high over there as the next major target, which I've got a feeling like that might be the move. Been pretty consistent with these high lows. Maybe price is just going to take a push back to the high there. So yeah, I can kind of see that happening, but of course I need to see a strong break of the high first before I even think about trading that. And if we do see something like this, fantastic. I'm just going to be looking at pullbacks, all the way to 1.314. And then yeah, I'm all over that. But in here, yeah, not really looking to touch it. We'll see what price does around 1.279, because that is solid resistance. But yeah, I'm not really looking to do too much. I think in the meantime, if you're looking to trade pound USD, let's say if we have a correction, this could end up being a nice buy back into that resistance. Trying to see the next higher low. We're forming lower lows, then we form equal lows, then this will be our higher low. So that could end up being a nice buy there to take it back into the resistance. So yeah, keep an eye on that in the meantime if we do retrace. But for me, I'm waiting for prices to break out really. So yeah, keep an eye on that. In terms of EuroCAD, I will take a look at dollar yen next as well. All right, no problem, Lord. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. No problem. Solo trade, happy to help. Hey, Poppy, what's up? Yeah, leave a like if you guys are enjoying the stream. Do appreciate everyone who has liked the stream so far. It does really help out. And of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell so you're notified whenever I do go live or do upload. But yeah, that's kind of my take on pound. What was the next pair? EuroCAD. So yeah, EuroCAD, not my favorite. Not my least favorite either, but yeah, definitely not my favorite. So price has been a little bit awkward. It's been fluctuating quite a lot, respecting support, respecting resistance, not really committing in a direction, at least for a trend. So I don't really know what the next play is. I mean, if we do break the resistance here, then I'm expecting us to push back into the high, as that's our next logical target. So something like this will make a lot of sense for a trade idea. Break the resistance, we're above a key level, next stop back at that high. So I can get behind that, but inside here, I don't really have too much to say because it's quite awkward and price just keeps fluctuating. Maybe we're going to have another push back to the downside, or maybe you just move sideways a little bit. So I don't really have too much to say there because there's not really a trend at play. But if we do break the resistance, then yeah, I'm expecting another push back to the high, as what we did previously when we last broke through the high. We got over here. I would expect the same thing to happen there as well. So I would say keep an eye on 1.476 for a buy above that. In here, it's quite difficult to interpret what's going to happen next. because we're not really trading at any area of significance. Maybe if you push back to resistance, by default, that'll be a nice place for a sell. Likewise to the downside, that'll be a nice place for a buy. But in the middle of that, it's 50-50, not really any major area of significance for me. So I would avoid Euro CAD there. But something like this will pique my interest. Okay, where was I? Dollar yen we'll take a look at next. BTC, everyone's talking about BTC. I mean, rightly so. It is it's not looking too good for Bitcoin, but it's in some nice areas for a buy. 58k, 52k. I think this region is very interesting. At the moment, not really see much indication, but if we see some big rejection on the 4-hour / daily chart, I think that's a nice place to pick up some longs, and maybe for a long way as well. In terms of dollar yen, so as I stated previously, I think we're at a nice place for a buy on the lower time frames. So if I quickly go to the hourly chart, so for me this is still a nice place for a buy, but I want to see a more indication that price is holding onto this level. I mean, previously we've seen some nice wicks, rejection there, big rejection there, another rejection there as well. So we're definitely in an area of support where buys are successfully holding price. But in terms of finding a good entry, I want to see another bullish engulfing candle, another candle for momentum to indicate that, yeah, we're bouncing here and we're likely to continue higher. So I'll wait for some indication here on the hourly chart, a nice strong close as my entry signal, and then I'll be looking to take it back to the high there. I think that makes the most sense. I have pointed out some areas further down where we could retrace towards before seeing a bigger swing. It depends. It really depends what dollar yen wants to do, because at the moment it's very bullish. We may just see that momentum keep pushing us higher. Maybe the yen pairs want to have a breather. If that's the case, then we've got some areas where price could come to. If it has a really big breather, we're looking at the high here at 157.687. If it's kind of a medium breather, then I'm looking at 159.800. But if it's very shallow and just kind of staying in tune with the momentum we're seeing across the board for the yen pairs, then we're likely going to hold support here and just continue anyway. So keep an eye on 161.300. For me, that's a smart place for a buy. I want to see some momentum there, and then that could be a solid entry. And yeah, keep it simple, back to high or even this high here. Depends how you want to manage it, but yeah, the main thing is we're looking for buying opportunities because the market is still so bullish. I don't want to overcomplicate things and look for a sell. Let me just have a quick look at the Japanese index because I'm still looking for that one to come back to the high. Okay, we're almost there. So I still do expect more upside for the yen pairs because I'm expecting the Japanese index to take out this high here at 41,143, which we haven't done yet. So I do think we're going to see that happen pretty soon, probably by the end of the week at this rate anyway. I mean, we're seeing really strong candles to the upside, so I do think we're probably going to take out the high too. So yeah, Japanese index likely going to keep pushing up. If the Japanese index is pushing up, that means the yen pairs are going to be pushing up as well because the yen's going to be weak. So yeah, at this rate, I feel like 161.300 on dollar yen is a smart place for a buy. Just need to see that momentum kick in. If it doesn't, then of course there is no trade. And at the moment we're still looking pretty bearish, so need to see that flip bullish. In terms of euro yen, Nick, correction to keep the bullish momentum. Yeah, probably what's happening right now. I mean, I think earlier this week, yeah, on Monday I was talking about a retest of this area because we had a bit of a gap in the market there. Again, notoriously most gaps fill, so I was expecting this to fill first before euro yen continued higher, but euro yen is far too bullish to even do that. But we do have a nice area consolidation here. Price stalled for a few hours here, built up a nice range and a pretty nice breakout as well. So that could be an area where price decides it wants to retest before a continuation. I think that looks really realistic. No retest of that area either. All of this looks very clustered as well. A lot of wicks, a lot of bearish, bullish candles all bunched together. So looks like price might push down, clear out some liquidity underneath us here. because there will be some of that underneath the wicks there. Come back, retest this area here, find some feet, and potentially be on our way. Or if we're having a slightly bigger pullback, then there is the gap here which we could go and fill, could go and test around 172,500, and then that potentially could give us a big bullish move afterwards. But again, the aim of the game really with Euro Yen is still looking for the buy opportunities. I wouldn't be looking to sell this one bit. I understand that we're kind of overbought. We've had a big move, likely to retrace. So there is logic behind the sells, but when we're seeing all of this momentum, especially across the board on the monthly chart, weekly chart, daily chart, there's no point really trying to sell that. There's more pips to catch to the upside than to the downside. Of course, this will eventually form its high, and it will eventually take a big tumble, but it's a lot more difficult to try and predict that move than predict more higher lows. So yeah, for now, looking at more upside for Euro Yen, I'll say keep a close eye on this consolidation at 173,500, and a retest of this area here at 172,500 makes the most sense to me. But it looks like it might be time for the yen pairs in general to have a bit of retracement. I'm looking at GJ as well. More or less a similar situation to Euro Yen. A brief pause in the market back over here around 204,830. Could see price correct into that area, retest it, and see a continuation. I feel like that is a reasonable move as well. Let me just refine that. There we go. So yeah, potentially could see something like that. I mean, it's a bigger drop than Euro Yen. I think Euro Yen looks quite likely to retest this level, whereas Pound's got a bit more work to do. But nonetheless, I think Pound Yen can push up to another pullback. New Zealand Yen, this one as well looks pretty bullish to me too. Might be time for it to retrace. We've got a lovely high over there. You can see the bullish structure at play. Low, high, low, high. I'll be looking at something like this for another higher low, another continuation up. That could there be a nice place for a buy. Maybe we do have a deeper correction, but generally speaking, I do like that area at 98.4. CAD Yen, what we're saying with this one as well, probably a similar situation. Yep, very, very cluttered there. We do have a nice level of resistance here, which we broke through, never had a retest. Maybe price wants to go and test that area as well, take out that wick low too. Aussie Yen, again, similar situation. Nice level there, even this consolidation here. Could see price test before continuing higher. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing with the yen pairs. It looks like they're having a much needed breather, but in general, I think it's very, very bullish. Most like US session will buy all these. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The US session might be a bit dead today. I mean, we're seeing some nice momentum now, but come like 1 p.m., I don't expect that much movement today. So I think it will be a little bit awkward, but we'll have to wait and see. Because I feel like we might sell off for the rest of the London session, and then when it comes to New York, we might kind of just stagnate a little bit. But the way I'm looking at things is, if we're going to sell off to some of the levels I've been talking about, like Pound Yen, for example, we're not going to hit that this session or this week, presumably. Actually, I don't know. We might hit it this week because of NFP on Friday. But it's still got a way to go to get there. Even Euro Yen as well. Euro Yen's still got a way to go to get to this area here too. Again, we might not necessarily get there either. We could just spike a little bit lower and push up. But it would be nice if Euro Yen could get here around 173,600, retest it, and push up. Same with dollar yen as well. Whales never sleep. That is very true, More. Very, very true. Whales do never sleep. They do not sleep at all. So yeah, I mean, they could definitely still buy the market. I'm sure the 4th of July is not that important to them. But I'm pretty sure the market does close in the US at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Not the FX market, but the US stock market closes at 1 p.m. I think. So like S&P 500, that will be closed at 1 p.m. NAS will be closed at 1 p.m. Which would be like 5 p.m. UK time, I feel like. But yeah, the FX market will still be going good. So yeah, Euro Yen should still see more movement than like a dollar pair would. But again, I'm focusing a lot on these dollar pairs, so I'm expecting them to dry up a little bit. But yeah, in all honesty, I'm kind of just waiting for NFP on Friday. Don't want to force anything right now, especially after this big move yesterday on Wednesday. This big move here, that's definitely put a span in the works, because I've been very bullish on the dollar. We've been obeying the structure really well with these higher lows, but this bearish candle here has definitely changed up some things. It might mean we have a deeper retracement before pushing up higher. Because I'm not bearish on dollar just yet. I think if we see a big move like this, that will definitely change my view. But again, I'm not going to be married to that bullish bias. If I do need to change it, I will change it. But for now, I can still see price bottoming out and pushing up again. I mean, looking at Aussie dollar, that could still sell off from there. Euro could still see some downside. Pound could still see some downside up there. USD CAD can still react, see some upside there too. But yeah, nothing quite of high quality, so nothing to force a trade out of me. USDCHF is still at a really nice area for a sell, which makes a lot more sense now, because with the DXY bleeding like that, then shorts on USDCHF make a lot more sense, because dollar's weak, and if dollar's going to be weak, USDCHF is most likely going to be weak as well. We've got a nice confluence up there with the trend line. This could be another lower high. If that's the case, we've got a lot of room to fall. You've got a lot of room to fall. So I do like what I'm seeing there with USDCHF, but in terms of entry, not really seeing a good one. But I think, yeah, I'll probably just focus on silver and gold in terms of dollar weakness, because I was always going to trade silver and gold despite my bullish bias, because sometimes these guys have a mind of their own, and just because dollar is strong doesn't mean they're necessarily weak. Sometimes they're just stronger than dollar. So I don't really mind going against my dollar bias with gold and silver, but with a currency pair, I want to keep that mostly in tune, especially when I've had a really strong bias. Euro is seeing some downside right now. See, if Euro continued this, gave me a really strong close, something like that, then yeah, I could look into some sales there. But we've got 31 minutes left. A lot can happen in that time. Does anyone have any trades open at the moment? I know quite a few people will be taking the day off, or at least not placing any trades today because of lack of momentum, which is understandable, especially if you are day trading or scalping. It makes a lot of sense for that, because momentum is vital. And if there's none of that, then you're going to see a lot of stagnation. But I can't remember last year's 4th of July. I can't remember what happened then. I think Aussie yen is still my favorite yen pair. I think that's the one I'm most likely looking to place a trade on. Let's see, it's just consolidating. Yeah, I think, I mean, apart from yen, it's been a very, very stagnant year so far. It's only been the first half. It can definitely change up in the second half, but apart from yen pairs, it's been a very, very sideways year. But then again, the yen pairs have been absolutely flying. Pound NZD I still do like a lot, but I'm waiting for a lot more development before I take a trade. Hopefully price can either retrace a little bit deeper to 2.08 or a bigger move and then a retest, and I'll look to buy. But the plan is to see if I can still take it back to this high here, and longer term the high up there, but I'm not going to really think about that too much because it's very, very far away, and right now I just need to find a good entry, which is not really shaping up just yet. Especially don't like that daily candle closure either. Big wick to the upside, closed bearish. Almost like price is faking out that high. Not a good sign. So yeah, hopefully we can push on. With Euro Aussie as well, wow, that's still looking pretty bearish. It's probably coming back to that low. Euro NZD, that's looking pretty bearish as well. At least on the hourly chart. Pound Aussie looking pretty bearish too. Euro Pound. It's like Euro is a little bit stronger than Pound this morning. And Aussie's a bit stronger than New Zealand dollar. How's Aussie CAD doing? Aussie CAD is on my watch list, but this one just isn't playing ball right now. I'm looking for it to break to the downside and see if we can break through this low, 0.96. But at this moment in time, it's not looking likely at all. I was hoping for a big breakout this week, but it looks like price might be breaking to the upside. Thoughts on Shiba? Oh, shit, the mic there. Let me see the bigger picture here. Okay. I mean, in terms of technicals, because that's all I can really comment on, really. In terms of technicals, I'll just be looking for price to come back into structure, which is just about gone and done. I feel like two areas of interest, one over there, second over here. Those areas make sense to me as a place for buyers to step back into the market and maybe see if they can take price higher. Now, the fact is we had a really big push up, but it's only did about a half of this move, which is not the best sign. So if you do get into buys, you're kind of looking for a push back into structure, really. Because there's another possibility you might push up again and have another sell-off as well. So yeah, I'll be looking at this area here as a place for a buy, or if we come a little bit deeper, this area here. So 0.0000154 or 0.00012. A lot of noughts. But yeah, I like it because we had really big momentum and price is falling quite correctively. It's not like we shot up and we shot straight back down. It's quite a corrective push. So I do expect us to eventually bottom out somewhere and push back up. And yeah, these two areas would be the areas I'll look at, especially this one if we get there, because this one was the consolidation just before the break, and more often than not, we do eventually come back to those areas and react as well. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting price to, have such a big move, but at least see a reaction that's worthwhile trading or short-term investment there. Ouch, that's a lot of drops. I know. Tell me about it. Nick, do you trade Shiba or are you holding on to Shiba? But for me, I only stick with like Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP, the big boys out of the crypto. I try to stay away from the others. Just because Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP to an extent just have more players in them, more participants in them, so the price action is going to be a bit truer. So I can follow that along a little bit better. Okay, just bought. Was that a long-term buy or is it like a more of a trade? I mean, I still do have some XRP, which I bought like 8 or 9 months ago, and I'm pretty sure I'm still around break even. Wait, XRP shorts, what's that? There you go. Yeah, so I bought it around I think it was, yeah, I bought it around here. After this move, it came back down. So I'm probably a little bit negative actually. But yeah, I'm literally just buying and holding for whenever. It's either this goes to 0 or this goes back to the high. That's the aim of my game. But at the moment, it's not looking too hot for crypto, I must say. It's not looking too hot. I think as long as Bitcoin keeps falling, we'll probably see more downside across the board. Then when Bitcoin kicks back in, that's when things should look good again. Casperio, AU finally broke out of the range. Any interest in buys? Yes, I'll take a look, but I need a bit more from AU. Okay, pump and dump. Take some of the area points down. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I wouldn't try and hold for the long game with Shiba. Of course, you can do what you like. I'm not an expert financial advisor. But yeah, I wasn't too sure about Shiba long term. But I feel like in terms of just catching a nice bounce, because we have had a pretty big sell-off, it makes sense. In terms of Aussie dollar, Casperio, yeah, it looks like we are breaking out. So hopefully we can sustain that, because for me, the breakout has only been very slight, because this is the high I'm looking for price to break out of. I mean, in terms of this resistance, yeah, we've definitely cleared that. But the range I'm looking at kind of starts up here and pushes down to the low over there. So for me, the breakout is only very slight. So I need a lot more momentum to the upside. I mean, yesterday we were trading up here at one point, so things were looking really nice. But then we pulled back and we kind of just closed at the high there. So I'm hoping Aussie dollar can keep up this momentum. And if that's the case, yes, I'm very, very bullish on Aussie dollar going forward. And then I'll be looking to try and take it all the way back. All the way back to the high there around 0.68493. Which is that resistance there. So yeah, it does look like Aussie dollar's breaking higher. If we keep this up, I would definitely be looking at some pullbacks. There's a long way to go as well, so I'm excited for it. We've still got 134 pips if we're going to get back to that high. So there's opportunity there. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking at for Aussie dollar. Hopefully we can keep up that momentum. I hear that more. I hear that. There's a lot of manipulation. I feel like with crypto, you have to be playing the long game. And that's kind of my mentality with XRP. It's like I've put money into XRP, and I completely forgot about it, to be honest. So if it does go to zero, there's no love lost. But for me, the potential for it to go high is greater than the chance of it going to zero. So I'm not really looking at it from a trading perspective or looking from a perspective that I want to make money right now. I'm just holding on to that because the upside potential is very much real. And if it fulfills it, then fantastic. If it doesn't, I'm happy to lose that money. But yeah, in terms of the day-to-day price action, there's a lot of noise. And I think with crypto outside of Bitcoin, there's gonna be a lot of noise there. So I would stay far away from them unless you got money to put away and not care too much about. To be fair, I put money away ages ago, so I completely forgot about it. I didn't put that much either, so if it does tank, it tanks. Yeah, there's no love lost. But yeah, I put it ages ago, and I mean, I feel like that's good to have it. You put money in there, you put it for the long run. You don't really want to be thinking about it day to day. So yeah, I feel like it's a good thing I forgot. Yeah, I don't know who Stacy Brooke is. Book. Yeah, I mean, I don't really get too involved with crypto. I'm very heavy on my FX. FX. I put money away sometimes, but it's just to kind of participate, really. Yeah. I mean, I don't trade crypto either. I look at Bitcoin because it's the big play. I keep up to date with the price action. But again, I don't actively trade Bitcoin either. Mate, checking it every hour, that's going to be stressful, Casperia. That's going to be stressful. I mean, XRP is even more volatile than Bitcoin. So, but yeah, that would be stressful, to be honest, checking it every hour. That would be stressful. But I think that's low key the secret of investing, to not care if it wins or if it fails. But of course, to be in a position that you have to have money to put aside, which you don't need it to eat food with. If that's the case, then yeah, it's not going to end up too well. And again, even if it's like $50, $20, I don't know how much, I don't know what the minimum is you can invest with, to be honest. But even if it's very small money, at least you put it to work. And it's the stuff for signs to come. You start with $10 or $50 or $100. A few years time, you might be putting 1,000, 10,000, even more. You don't know what the surprise is around the corner. But you got to start somewhere, though. Going to buy BTC, touch 52. No way, you're gonna have another stab at it more. Fair play, mate. Make back that 13k. Yeah, elevating traders were looking at hopefully mid-August, maybe mid to late August. We're working things out, putting some things together, which take longer than expected. But again, we want to make sure everything is tip top, finalized before we do our launch. So the process is just putting things together, and hopefully mid to late August will be open to the public, but should be doing a launch very, very soon. Yeah, I mean, in terms of just the space in general, I feel like it's just a lot of precautions coming into play, because at the end of the day, the firm needs to be in a place where it can actually survive. Because if it's not in a place where it can survive, then eventually it's gonna go downhill, and the firm's gonna go bust. So rules in place are, of course, to make sure the firm is going to be stable for a long time, but also it has to be reasonable. It has to make sense for the trader as well. Because at the end of the day, we're here to kind of benefit each other, firms and the traders. Certainly, if you A-book traders as well, which I think should be the main goal. It doesn't have to be everyone A-book, but definitely a good percentage of them. But in general, there has to be level ground between the trader and the firm. And I feel like a lot of firms will be creating new rules, because whatever they have going at the moment, long term, is not going to be successful. So they're making adjustments to that. But then again, the prop firm space is pretty new. I mean, I say it's pretty new. I mean, FTMO came around a decade ago or something like that. But in general, it's pretty new. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of probably changes. Maybe not a lot, but I feel like in a couple of years' time, it's going to look a little bit different to what it's looking now. Where was I? Euro USD sells. We'll take a look around 1.0799. I'll take a look. Yes, Casperio. Yes, definitely. That's a big thing for elevating traders, because for us, that's kind of where the issues do lie. So in terms of Euro USD, I'm looking at sales as well. Our sales are looking at around 1.079, which is just underneath your 995. But generally speaking, looking for sales around here. For me, that was a lovely lower high we printed in not long ago, creating another low. So what I'm looking at is an impulse correction for another impulse. Based on how price is moving, I'm not too confident anymore that we're going to have a big sell-off, but I do think we can catch some type of reaction. So this is generally a nice place for a sell for Euro USD. Casperio pointed out the supply area which we tapped into. That could be a nice place for a reaction as well. I mean, at the moment we are still kind of looking quite bullish here, so I need to see more indication that we are holding this area and likely to see some downside. But I do think this is a nice place for a sell. But I need to see some heavy reactions there. Anis, the prospect be 80-20. Again, at the moment, it's not finalized, the profit split. Again, I don't want to say anything too early before anything's finalized and then it changes. But of course, if it does change, I'll give you guys the head up. But yeah, we are looking at a similar profit split. But when we do launch it, everything will be in detail of what's at play. Okay, no problem more. Have a good one, my man. Take care. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow if you're about. Yeah, tomorrow I'll probably do like a little NFP special. I'll do my stream at normal time. So like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. my normal time I stream. I will be there tomorrow. Be there, everyone. But then I will do like a NFP little special thing to cover NFP as well. I'll probably go live from, I don't know, maybe like quarter past 1 and stream to like 2 p.m. 45 minutes in the afternoon. If you guys are trading the NFP or want some company, feel free to stick around. But I'll put a notice on my YouTube about it though, so you guys don't miss out on that. Yeah, true. I mean that's the thing, and it's the prop firm space. I feel like it's constantly changing. New rules are coming in, new rules are going out, and yeah, people might not be happy with some things. People might want something else, and if that's the case, they can always go to another firm. But at the end of the day, the prop firm needs to be able to create a situation where the prop firm can survive as well, and survive with its traders. But of course, things change. I might have a rule today, and then things might get better, and I can increase the rule, whatever. Things will change because of more information. But yeah, 100%. The funding pips didn't enjoy the reaction to that, but it's a compromise at the end of the day, because generally speaking, profit split in the trading world is typically the other way around, 20/80 in favor of the trader. So 80/20 is of course very, very high, but the reason it's high is because of the BBOT model, isn't it? Because if the firm is not actually making money off people's trades, then of course it can be really high. But if you are, then it's a different game. But yeah, things will be finalized within the few weeks. We're looking to launch mid-August to late August. And of course, I will be relaying information to you guys and on social media as well. But yeah, things can definitely change. But yeah, funding pips, people are not happy about that. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at, Casperio. That's kind of what we're looking at. A bit of both. Hey, no problem, Dark Sean. Thought on CHF pairs. Yeah, I think CHF pairs are putting in a high. I'm looking for more upside for them in general. Pound CHF's taking out the higher there, so I'm looking at a pullback, a higher low, and a big push higher. NZ CHF, I'm looking at, higher time frames do look like they can still see some more upside in general. So NZ CHF daily chart looks like we've got a lot of upside in store. But I wouldn't be looking to buy it just yet. I kind of want to see that high vanish and then look for a pullback after. Euro CHF, we've broken through some highs as well, but again, I feel like we're coming into some areas we might react and see some downside from. So be careful of that. I feel like we probably got a higher low before we push up. CAD CHF likewise as well. an area where we probably will react and see some downside. Aussie CHF, that one's really broken through structure, so I'm looking at bigger pullback, maybe a retest of this high here. It would be nice this high, but I feel like we're too far away. But at this point, it looks like we're probably coming all the way back to the high there. So yeah, CHF pairs to me look like we could be reversing, seeing some upside here. CHF looks like it's turning weak again. I think the better ones to trade, Aussie CHF look good, Pound CHF look good as well. So yeah, I'll probably focus on those two. Most pairs are betting me. We're getting sleepy. Yeah, don't blame you. Don't blame you, Casperia. I do not blame you at all. I'll be getting sleepy as well. I feel like you're probably getting even more sleepy as you approach New York. Hamdi, pound CAD trade, closed 20 pips. Nice. Closed 20 pips away from my stop loss yesterday. Where do you take your entry from on pound CAD? Yeah, exactly, Anis. I mean, it's a game of compromise, really. It's just a game of compromise, and the goal is to find that compromise. And you know, things will change. The landscape will change. And I think that's the aim of the game, trying to find that compromise, that soft spot in the middle where traders are happy and the firm is happy. Because of course, without the firm, it's difficult for the trader to find capital quickly. But then, of course, for the firm, without the trader, then you got no trader to work with anyway. So there has to be a balance between the two. But I feel like the landscape originally, it was kind of just firms really taking advantage of traders, and then that kind of backfired as traders think maybe just got just a bit more profitable or play the gambling game a little bit better, and that hurt firms. A lot of firms went under, so now it's kind of just like a bit of a seesaw until you find the middle. But yeah, in my opinion, I feel like a model between the A book and the B book is the best for longevity. How that comes into play is what we're trying to balance. Maybe, Matthew. I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm just gonna see what happens. I don't really have any positions on it at the moment, so there's no risk in the game for me. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we react after the outcome has come in for the polls. Okay, 1.73401. 73401. Okay, it's around here-ish. Stop loss 1.74250. That's around here. Okay, so you're in some nice profit then. What was your original question? Okay, it's stuck in some resistance, but I know it's quite corrective. Where's your take profit? Do you have a take profit, or are you just trailing behind? I mean, from your entry, price has moved about 30 odd pips. If you're looking for another 20, can be done if it goes to fill the wick high, but you do have a lot of resistance, so kind of 50-50. We could definitely come right back down again. But I think the safest bet is the banks and profits. You can hold out for another 20 if you're looking for that. But you've already seen a nice move come back to the high there. In terms of CHF JPY, Matthew, yeah, for this one, it's kind of just consolidating in that ascending channel. I'm very, very bullish on it. I do think we can see a lot more upside. However, I would be looking at a bigger pullback. I would be looking at a bigger pullback for this one. And this is kind of the area I would be anticipating price to pull back on the daily too. Now, how we get there, how long it will take, I have no idea. But that's kind of the area I'm looking for price to pull back. Now, we could still see another 200 pips before that happens as well, which is why I'm not really looking to short it, because it's difficult to pinpoint where we're going to sell off from. Let's not forget, these are all-time highs for Swiss yen. We've never been here before. So it's difficult to look left and say, okay, price is at a solid level because these are all-time highs. But what I can see is that the market is still very bullish, still seeing a lot of momentum. So personally, I'm looking for a bigger pullback and then a buy. But yeah, with your short, it's more the fact that price is just reacting with this channel rather than we've hit a solid level. I mean, 180 is a big psychological level. We might get to that area first before a big sell-off. That's a possibility. But yeah, I can't really say too much for the sells because there's not a lot of confluence there. The buys, I can get behind. But yeah, I still want a bigger pullback for that as well. How did the XY close? Yes, it did. That could still take us back to the wick lows here as well. So yeah, after that break of structure, DXY is not looking too hot. DXY is not looking too hot. So that's really put a span in the works of my bullish bias on dollar. So I need a lot of development here for euro. And what I mean by that is just like a big wick rejection and a shift in momentum. I need a big sign that the market's topping out here. There was a nice wick yesterday, but now we're still seeing momentum to the upside. So it's not really a sign that euro is about to sell off. Same for Aussie dollar, looking pretty bullish. New Zealand dollar pushing up, pound pushing up, all these trying to. USD CAD still looking bearish, so I need things to change around. But anyway, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. As I said, tomorrow I will be live again from the same time as usual, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And also we'll do like a little NFP special, so stay tuned for that. I'll put a post on Telegram and on my YouTube community tab about it, so you guys don't forget. But of course, we'll be streaming as normal at the same time. So I do hope everyone has a fantastic day. Might not see too much movement this afternoon, especially with the dollar pairs. So it might be a good day to take off, especially if you're day trading, intraday trading. It might make some sense for that. We'll see a lot of movement tomorrow with NFP, so might be a better day to trade, maybe the London session or maybe after the NFP tomorrow. But of course, it'll be up to you guys to decide that. But guys, thank you so much for coming onto the stream. Thank you to my moderators as well for helping me out. Really do appreciate that. And of course, thank you to everyone else for chatting with me. Really do appreciate that as well. But guys, thank you so much for coming on. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. day.